talking to you and I didn't have my microphone on. Hi, Kristen. Good morning. All right, we're going to get started. So welcome, everyone. My name is I am Marcy. My name is Marcy. You know, that's like conceptual and whatever. What do we have going on? Philomena was talking about something yesterday. Oh, on July 23rd, it's a Saturday morning from 8 to 9 is a free yoga class at Athleta. And Philomena will be teaching it. And there'll be an hour of shopping just for your group, whoever shows up. So what did she say yesterday? Yoga and commercialism coming together, something like that. Something like that. She's so funny. All right, let's get started. Let's start in child's pose. So bring your big toes together, your knees nice and wide. Reach your arms forward and literally press down into your mat. Press down and feel that connection. Create a connection. Hi, Shannon Kay. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I keep waving at the screen and they can't see me. That's so ridiculous. You think I'd get it one of these days? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it out. And do that again. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty. Come up to tabletop. With an inhale, open your heart and your tailbone to the ceiling. Lift your tailbone to the ceiling. As you exhale, round into your cat pose. So go back and forth. And I just want you to start to flow with your breath. I want you to create a connection where your breath moves you and you're moving with your breath. Another conceptual, concrete. And when you round, I want you to stretch your shoulder blades out around and get that feeling there. Take it non-linear. Take your hips back to your heels. Kind of circles. And come from the space of being curious of what's going on in your body without making it about anything. Now, what I want you to do also while you do this is to bring your breath into it. So you are literally creating a sound, an audible quality to your breath. And you're moving. This one's a little more difficult to like have a specific, I mean, you can still inhale as I go forward, exhale as I go back. And then start to make your movements smaller and smaller. So your Ujjayi breath might be the most important part of the practice to get that sense of being totally present, totally connected. And then start to move into your cat-cow. Might not even be linear right away. And then come into your tabletop. Come into your tabletop, tuck your toes under, and just lift your knees up. As you do that, drag your hands back towards your feet and your feet towards your hands. Take a deep breath in. Come on down. Yogi toe, sit back onto your toes, tuck your toes under, interlace your fingers and stretch your shoulders. Now, some people, that's totally painful, and it does get better if it's painful now. But our toes get jammed all the time, right? In shoes, they don't have a lot of freedom. A little more freedom in the summertime. And then come on down and move into your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So you're going to lift your hips up. Your hands are going to be in front of you and wider than your shoulders. You know what? Let's switch your mat out. Try this one. I see you slipping already. Do you feel that when you were slipping? Yeah, just move that away. You won't slip as much on this one. Walk your heels out, move around. It's not as padded, but you won't slip as much. You'll feel more steady. And if you don't like it, you can switch it back, okay? Yep. And then land in your down dog. So when you land in your down dog, your feet are about hip width apart. So that's about too long, Suzanne. You always go too long. Yeah. Bring your hands back a little bit. There you go. Yeah, now you're in a V. Soften your knees. Tilt your tailbone to the ceiling, and then push your chest back towards your thighs. And with an inhale, come high up onto your toes. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, come high up onto your toes. Roll out to your high plank, nice and slow. Pause there. Take a deep breath in. Drop your knees, lower halfway down and hold it, because I'm going to have you drop your knees all the way down, Judy, and just go down into your push-up, a knee push-up, old-fashioned girl push-up. Right? So come halfway down, hold it there. I want you to press down through your hands and pull your shoulder blades together and away from your ears. You feel your upper back muscles? Yes? Come all the way down. Ooh. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, stretch out. I want you to feel that because a lot of us keep it right in the front of our shoulders the whole time. So see if when you do your low push-up that you can get engaged in your upper back and go down slow enough that you can feel that. Now up dog or cobra. Cobra, your chest comes up. Up dog, everything comes up. And then downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Watch how long you go. Look at your feet. Make sure. So a little instructional today, right? Getting some alignment. Your feet are straight ahead. Inhale, come high up onto your toes. Roll out to your high plank. Squeeze, push down through your hands and squeeze your leg muscles. Drop so you can hold it. Drop your knees so you can hold it. Lower halfway down. Hold it. Get that strength. And then either cobra or up dog or all the way down first. And then downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll do it one more time. And this time we won't hold it. Inhale, come high up onto your toes. Roll out to your high plank. Lower halfway or all the way down. Your knees are not. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. So sometimes to get work on that strength in your upper back, drop your knees. It doesn't mean you're a bad yogi if you drop your knees, right? It just means you might be working on something else or you're protecting your shoulders a little bit. So remember, your feet are straight ahead. You're going to push your heels out so you can't see them. Push your heels this way. Yeah, there you go. And then take a deep breath in here together. Empty out. Move to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold down. Bend your knees a lot. Grab your elbows. Grab your elbows. So now your feet are a little wider, just so you feel safe. I mean, they're right under your hips. If you look at your feet, they're the same distance as when you're in down dog. 2 fists can fit between your feet. Maybe a little wider if you need that support. But hang out here. And as you're hanging out, press your feet down into your mat. Stay grounded. Stay present. So as you push down through your feet, take your inner ankles to the back of your mat. Right? True north alignment. Feet at 12 o'clock. Inner ankles back. Your outer shins hug in. Belly is pulled in, supporting yourself. That's your foundation, your feet and your abs right now. And drop your hands. Bring your feet a little closer together. Keep your feet at 12 o'clock. And then bend your knees, roll up to stand. Sweep your arms up over your head. Reach up to the ceiling. Look up. Side bend to your right. Inhale, come up. Side bend to your left. Inhale, come up. Hands to your heart. So set your gaze at a single point in front of you and set your intention for your practice. And that just means, how do you want to show up for yourself, for your practice right here? You can make it an I am statement as if it's happening already. You're going to make it happen right now. I am, and fill in the blank. And we'll send it out there with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. And we'll flow nice and slow to start. Inhale, reach up. Bend your knees forward, fold. Come all the way down. Hands on your shins, halfway lift. Hold that for a moment, for a breath. Pull your belly in, flat back. Take another deep breath in. Fold down. Rise up to stand, putting it all together now. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling, look up, forward fold. Halfway lift, high to low push up. You've been there. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Set your gaze at the back of your mat, true north alignment. Feet are straight ahead. You can't see your heels usually in that situation. Take one more deep breath in, empty out, move to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, forward fold. Rise up to stand, push your feet down, feel the ground, and fold. Halfway lift, high to low push up. Remember, you can use your knees. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Sink your heels towards the floor. Soften your knees, Greg. Soften your knees too. There you go. Yeah, maybe not that much, but yeah, same idea. Yep. Stay strong in your legs. Take one more deep breath in. Empty out. Move to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Fold down. One more sun salute. A. Reach up. Inhale, look up. Fold down. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You're not doing a push up today, Meg? Didn't look like you went down very far. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty. One more breath. Let it all go. Move to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Fold down, chair pose. So sit in your chair and then think about your feet, keeping them right at 12 o'clock. So some of us have to push our heels out a little bit to keep our feet straight ahead, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Take a deep breath in, keep breathing. Hug your ribs. Oh yeah, hug your ribs in. Hug your ribs in. True north alignment. Inner ankles go to the back of the room. Outer shins hug in without your knees collapsing. Take one more breath in. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one. Reach up and look up. Low push up. Know that you can skip a push up every now and then and just go straight to down dog. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Warrior one. Back heel, press down, reach up. Low push up. Nice. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in. Let it all go. Move to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Fold down, chair pose, and hold it one more time. So check your feet out, right? You want to get your feet underneath your hips. So if you can bring them a little closer, and you can get them all the way that your toes touch too. You can go all the way there. Keep your knees straight ahead. Look at that alignment, right? It's like you're holding a marshmallow, a big marshmallow between your knees, but you're not squishing it. Hug your ribs in. Take a deep breath in. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one. Take a big giant step. Heel down, reach up, look up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Left side, warrior one. Left side, reach up. Look at the ceiling, look up, and low push up. Find your flow, keep breathing. Up dog, that's good. Yeah, nice job. Down dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, fill up. Empty. One more breath in. Let it all go. Move to the front of your mat. Last sunny. Up some B. Forward fold. Why did I even try and say that? Chair pose. Chair pose. One breath up. Fold. Half lift. Low push up. Maybe drop your knees for now and keep your elbows in a little bit. Up dog. Down dog. Right side warrior one and hold it. We'll work on alignment a little bit. Alignment. Look at your feet. Are they on a tightrope? Are your feet lined up one behind the other? And know that we're going to separate that. So you can move your right foot over to the side and your left foot over to the other side. And then look at your back foot. Your toes are like a 45-degree angle. So your heel is pushed out further than your toes. Take a look at that. And then push your heel down. Judy, push your heel down, your back heel, and relax your toes. Relax your toes. Your toes are, there you go. Do you ever notice that? Like your toes sometimes grip so hard, just holding on for life. And then bend your right knee. That looks great. And then reach up. Think about turning your left hip towards the front of your mat. Yep. So you still have pretty close heel to heel. So you maybe go a little wider. You'll even get a little bit more range of motion. That's why I like to separate the feet, right? Notice your left hip. Instead of having it open, you're trying to close it a little bit, meaning you're trying to get it the same direction as your other hip. So you're going to spin your left hip towards the front of the mat, towards me. There you go. There you go. And then now how about your arms? Reach up, like even your fingers, light them up. Like sometimes they're just dangling up there. Fire them up. Take a deep breath in. Low push up. Beautiful. I'm going to call this alignment class. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Now step wide right away. Step wide away. Yeah, we're going to hold it. You know what's coming. Get right into it. Get right into it. Your front knee stacked right over your ankle. Right, front knee. And then press down through the outside edge of your right foot. And your right leg is solid. It's not locked out, but it's solid. So take the edge of your right foot and push into it. It's almost like you have a thumbtack under here and you don't want to let your arch touch it. Can you feel that? Can you feel that strength and power? Now, again, start to spin your right hip to the front of the mat slightly, and then, or however far it goes, and then reach up, spread your fingers wide, activate everything on fire. Take a deep breath in. Low push up. Woo! Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one. Do all those things we just talked about. Step forward, wide, reach up, inhale, your fingers on fire. Low push up, go. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Nice. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Giant step, push down through the outside edge of your right foot. Low push up. Woo! Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. How about one more time? Right side, step wide. Keep your feet on a railroad tracks. Railroad tracks. Reach and low push up. You're on a tightrope, just so you know. It's okay if you're on a tightrope. Just giving you options. Up dog, down dog, left side, warrior one. Reach up, fingertips on fire, reach up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Your feet really go crooked. Downward facing dog. Yeah. And I want you to know that at any time you can take a child's pose, a hero's pose, to reconnect, to pause. Know that that option is available. Take one more deep breath in. Empty out. Move to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. fold down, chair pose, one breath, and fold. Slow it down, squeeze it down, halfway lift, feet are straight ahead, low push-up, up dog, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together at the back of your mat, come high up onto your toes, roll out to your high plank. Core strength, pull your belly in, side plank, right hand down or right elbow down, you decide. Nice. And then stack your hips on top of each other. Mm-hmm. Squeeze both leg muscles to the bone, like your thigh muscles. Mm-hmm. Reach up, push your hips up to get the core. Yes, Judy, awesome job. Take a deep breath in, forearm plank. Just hold it there for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more breath in and lower down. Sphinx pose. Your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Your fingers are spread wide. Lift your heart up. And then slide back. This is a great time to check your alignment on your up dog. Hands by your ribs, elbows stacked over your wrists, not tight against your skin and not flailing out. Just straight back, upward facing dog. Push down through your hands, shoulders away from your ears. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, come high up onto your toes. You can bring your feet together, roll out to your high plank and side plank on the other side. You choose elbow, forearm, forearm or hand. Lots of varieties of this. You still want that alignment, that true north alignment. Your feet are straight ahead. They're stacked on top of each other or one in front of the other, right? And then there's those leg variations you can take. Push your hips up and pull your belly in. Take one more deep breath in. Forearm plank. And you can be on your knees if you want, but see if you can still work your core. Looks great. Keep breathing nice and steady. Slow your breathing down. Even here, stay calm. Stay calm. Pull your belly button into your low back. Take your tailbone towards your heels, your pubic bone towards your belly button. And come on down. Nice. Hands in up dog position. Maybe. Everybody's still laying there. Okay, upward facing dog. All right, whatever. And downward facing dog. That was cute. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg to the ceiling. Bring your knee to your nose, step forward for crescent lunge. Now you are going to make sure that you are on railroad tracks again, right? Because standing with both feet and the heel up, it takes a lot of balance. Give yourself a break and give yourself some space there. Lunge down and stack your left heel right over the ball mound of your left toes. Pull your left hip forward and then pull your pubic bone towards your belly button and then reach up. Like you're trying to touch the ceiling, like really reach, right? Get into it. Be here. Your fingertips even spread wide. They're activated. And then bring your hands to your heart. Twist to your right. You can bring your back knee down if you need to. Use your elbow as a tool to lift your heart away from your thigh. Now, the tendency is for your left hip to curl around. So you want to keep that left hip back. Yep, there you go. There you go. Reach up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. Empty out. Squeeze everything out. Crescent lunge. Float to warrior 2. Guess what? You get to go on the tightrope now. So now, if I was standing on this gold line, I'd either be heel to heel or heel to arch. Depends on flexibility. Knee stacked right over your ankle. Check that out. Now, the tendency on this one is that your knee wants to rotate inward. Put your hand on the inside of your right inner thigh. Not your knee, but your thigh. And then just roll it up. It's called external rotation. Yep. And if you're tight, you'll feel that in your inner thigh. Shoulders back a little. Yeah, there you go. Set your gaze. Set your gaze. Front foot straight ahead, back foot tucked in, right? Your heels further away than your toes. And press down through the outside edge of your left foot. Reverse your warrior. Stay when you're lunge. And do a side bend here. Oh, stretch it out. Reach your arm away. Try and touch the wall behind you. And then straighten your front leg and say, ah. Grab your wrist for reverse triangle. It's just giving you a break in your quad, a break in your quad, and a stretch in your side. Warrior 2, extended side angle. Watch your knee. Keep it over your third and fourth toe. Alignment, right? Alignment. So just speaking to that a little bit more today. Hug your ribs in. Hug your abdominals in. You got it. You got it. Here, yeah. You can start here. If your forearm's on your thigh, you don't want to collapse into. You want to lift up. Get stronger. You can put it here and keep opening your thigh. And then top arm is right by your ear. It's like a straight line of energy from your left heel to your left fingertips. Push down here. Smash my foot. Smash it, smash it, smash it. And take a deep breath in together. Empty out. Rise up, warrior 2. Feel the quad, yeah. And low push up. Yeah, we're feeling the legs today because we're working alignment. I used to teach a basic class. I love teaching a basic class. And what I used to say is basic is not necessarily easier because you're usually holding the poses a little longer so you can work on that alignment and feel the details, right? So take a deep breath in together. Empty out. Lift your left leg up. Step it between your hands. Crescent lunge. You're going to be on railroad tracks. Your back heel is going to be stacked over the ball of your foot. So if it would be possible to have your foot right against the wall, that's where your heel would be, right? It would be stacked right there. So lift your heel up and then pull your pubic bone toward your belly button, like an old-fashioned pelvic tilt. We used to always do in exercise classes. Some of you are too young to remember regular exercise classes. It's also a physical therapy thing too, pelvic tilt, to strengthen and work your core. And then reach up like you mean it. Lift your ribs away from your hips. Look at the ceiling. Open up your heart. Twist to your left. Twist to your left. Know that your right hip wants to come around. You want to keep it right there. Yep. And then push your right hamstring to the ceiling. Push into my finger. More. Yeah. Keep that. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Details. Reach up, kind of expand your chest as you inhale. Fill up your chest as you exhale. Take your chest closer to the ceiling. One more breath in. Empty out. Crescent lunge. Rise up, reach up, look up. Warrior 2. Tightrope. Land. It's either heel to heel or heel to arch now. Take a nice long step. You want to step that's long enough that when you bend your knee, it doesn't go in front of your toes. Mm-hmm. Steady gaze now. Look at something that's not moving. It could be your fingertips. Press down to the outside edge of your right foot. Press down to the ball mound of your left big toe, the ball mound of your left pinky toe. Reverse your warrior. Stay in your lunge. Stay in your lunge. Feel it, right? The worst thing that would happen right now is, like, let's say you took a break right now, and then in the next breath I said, come on out of it. You'd be like, oh, I could have held it for one more breath. I could have held it for one more breath. Reach back. Straighten your front leg, grab your wrist, and give it a nice little tug. And just notice what happens, right? This practice of yoga, it doesn't help. People say, oh, relieve stress, but it does teach you what do you do in the face of stress. Warrior 2. Warrior 2. Can you stay calm when stress comes up? Can you use your breath to stay in the moment, to stay in your practice? Extended side angle. Your forearm can be on your thigh or on the inside of your shin. Again, if your forearm's on your thigh, try not to collapse there. Push down so you lift up. And some of you will take this to a bind, and that's perfectly okay. Ground down through your feet. Stay active and relax your toes. Christian, roll your right shoulder up more or behind you more. Yep, open it up, open it up. Take one more deep breath in. Empty out. Warrior 2, set your gaze, and low push-up. Woo! Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty. Push down through your heels. One more breath in. Soften your knees. Let it go and then move to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Feet straight ahead. Forward fold. Bring your feet as close as you can and still feel stable. Chair pose. Look at your knees. So tendency here is to knock knee. Keep your knees straight towards your third and fourth toe, depending on your feet, right? Hug your inner thighs in, hug your inner ankles back. What happens when you roll your inner ankles towards the back of your mat? Take a deep breath in, forward fold. Halfway lift, fold down, chair pose. I wanted to give you a break before you twisted. Twist to your right. I was like, oh man, if I go there now, they're really going to swear at me. Right? So knees stay stacked. Yep, what happens on this one is your hip wants to come around, so that knee comes around. So keep your knees lined up, which keeps your hips lined up. And then push down and lift up. Add that twist. Oh, that twist. Push your elbow into your thigh. What happens? Feel that. Pull your belly in. Open your arms. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. Forward fold. Separate your feet. Again, your feet are at 12 o'clock. They're straight ahead. Take your peace fingers, hook onto your big toe. Baby halfway lift to get the length in your spine. Hug your ribs in here. And then bend your arms and pull down. Your knees are bent as much as they need to be. And let your head go. Let your head go. It's missing a little bit of breath. Breathe into it. As you inhale, fill up. Exhale. So we talk about our foundation sometime. Your foundation right now is your feet and your core. So push your feet down, pull your navel to your spine. Chair pose. Sit into your chair. Feet are lined up, straight ahead, knees straight ahead, twist to your left. Keep your hips in the same spot. Just move through your thoracic spine. Elbow out to the side. Stack your hands, elbows stacked over each other. Push down to lift up. Push down through your feet. Push down through your elbow. Stay here. Open your arms, whatever you need to do. Keep checking. Oh, I missed it. Keep checking your knees. Keep checking your breath. Slide your right knee back. One more breath in. Stay for the exhale. Chair pose. Fold down. So you're getting that idea of work and release, yeah? That's the perfect example of it. Gorilla pose. Stand on your hands. Let your head go. Let your head go. Bring your hands as far back as you can that you can get your toes on your wrists, if possible. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Release your hands. Crow pose. So crow pose is an arm balance and core work together, which goes hand in hand. Plant your hands on the ground. Bend your elbows, bring your knees to the backs of your arms. Look forward. Now, remember the cat pose from earlier? Pull your belly in and round your spine. Then maybe your toes come up. Then maybe. Look forward. Take a deep breath in. Yep, keep working it, Andrea. You got it, you got it, you got it. Woohoo! And jump back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale. Empty out. How alive do you feel? Vitality series. We're done. Inhale. Empty out. Move to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to stand. Sweep your arms up over your head. Right side eagle. Right arm under. Squat down. Right leg on top. Good.
Vitality alignment.
See ya. Switch sides. One down. How many do you want? Half? Half of one? Steady gaze. Yeah, just stay calm. No matter what happens, the worst thing that happens in this pose is your foot touches the ground. I mean, in equanimity, that's the worst thing that happens. And then release. Reach up. We're going to do one more each side, Damien, just for you. And what I want you to think about on this is your right foot's going to stay straight ahead. Oh, wait, what foot is it? Your left foot is going to stay straight ahead. Your right leg, right arm under, right leg on top. Just take a quick peek at your left foot. Is it still straight ahead? Is it at 12 o'clock? And then the next step is to see if both hips stay forward. Right? Instead of your right hip circling to the front or coming across midline or towards midline, can you keep it in the same spot facing the front of your mat? Switch sides. Left arm under, left leg on top. Right foot straight ahead. And then stacking your hips. And then stack your shoulders right over your hips. So sometimes, shoulder, yeah, there you go. One more thing, add a pelvic tilt, right? Everybody, breathe a little louder. Did you hear how quiet it got? That's normal. It's just a reminder. And release, stand tall. Woo! Right side, standing bopo. Here's another one that we open our hips to the side. So a lot of people will do this and they'll open thinking they're getting bigger, bigger, bigger. But you want to keep your hip straight ahead. Think of a half a wheel pose, right? Your hip bone, you can even put your hand on your right hip bone, your fingertips on it, press back, see if it stays in that same alignment. Will I go back as far? No. Will I stretch out my quad more and my hip flexor more? Yes. So think about keep pulling your right hip and your right shoulder forward. A little bit more, Greg, just a little more. Yeah. Have that intent. Even if it doesn't happen, have that intention. Breathe here. And switch sides. Does it feel different to you if you do that? Yep, working it. Just keep coming, keep going. And there it is. Big breath in, big breath out, and come on down. We'll do it again. Instead of going this way, go this way. Okay. Nope. Yep. Think about opening your shoulder. That's what will help that. Go for it. Take 5. When you get in your fullest expression, take 4 more breaths. Push your shin to the back of the room. Push your foot to the back of the room. As you pull your right hip forward, Breathe into your chest. Breathe into your quad. On that fourth exhale, come out and switch sides. Can you get your leg to go straight back? So I'm just going to mirror you, okay? Sometimes it helps if you see it, I think. Yeah, much better. Take a deep breath in. Keep breathing. Yeah, keep breathing. Even with the work, keep breathing. And when you're done, move to the front of your mat. Hands over your chest, stacked on top of each other. Press your feet down, soften your knees, and pull your belly in. Slow your breathing down. And then look down at your feet. Where do they automatically go? Can you come into 12 o'clock? Can you get your feet straight ahead, even here? Inhale, reach up. Hands in prayer at your heart. Right side tree. For me, my tendency is always to pigeon toe. So it's really work to keep it straight ahead. And then hug into the center. Push your leg into your foot as you push your foot into your leg. So squeeze those two together. Big breath in. Steady breath out. Switch sides. Tree pose. Make sure the leg you're standing on has some softness in the knee. And then hug in, and then full expression. Every part of your body in the pose. And the worst thing that's going to happen is your foot's going to touch the ground. If you feel safe, feel free to look up, shift your gaze. And step to the front of your mat. Woohoo! Everybody good? Let's reach up. Feet straight ahead. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Nice and slow. Feel the upper back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior two. Warrior two on the tightrope. Straighten your front leg. Tuck your back toes in. Tuck your back toes in. There you go. Triangle pose. So your feet are lined up. Your front foot is straight ahead. Your back foot is tucked in slightly. Then you're going to straighten your front leg. Straighten this. And then come on out. Yep. Actually, bring your hand here. Yeah. What happens is, see if you can get that you're not rounding. Can I assist you? So instead of rounding here, it's just a little bit. You might not be able to go. So go ahead. Yeah. Go out. And then just windmill down. Like keep this long and make this shorter. Like pull these together. There. Your pelvis moved too. Did you feel that? Does it feel different? Yeah. And then hug your belly and keep pushing into right there it is. Nice work. Yeah. Rise up. Side facing wide-legged forward fold. Let's do the inner thighs first on this one. So turn your toes out, hands on your hips. Squeeze the beach ball together as you come down. Like squeeze your elbows together, holding the beach ball. Feel the stretch across your chest possibly. Hands down to the floor. Bend your right knee. Stretch the inner thigh of the other leg. Now, what you can think about here is your toes are out and your knees go the same direction as your toes. You can get into the fancy stuff in a moment, but just stay with the basic here. Press down through both feet, knee in the same direction as your toes. Inhale, come up, and go the other side. Push your hips back, pull your chest forward. So you're still getting length in your spine. It's subtle. You're not going to see a big difference. Hips go back, chest goes forward. And then inhale, come up. You can stay there and hold on to that again, or you can flow with your breath. Inhale to come up, exhale to come down. Sometimes I just stay with that basic to get the inner thigh. Keep that knee out. Your knee wants to go inward on this one. Be careful. Just be aware. Just be aware. Work your way to complete, whatever that means to you. For me, it means being even on both sides. We're going to go right into pyramid pose here, or split pose, whatever you like to do. So just walk your hands. Your hands can stay on the ground. Walk them to the front of your mat. You can step your foot out to take it off of the tightrope and drop your nose towards your knee. The alignment on this one is still the same, just hips, keeping your hips level. So pull your right hip back is normally what we need to do. Intense hamstring stretch. So a lot of times the right hips, can I assist you? Lift this hip up and pull it back there. Keep pulling your right hip back, Damien. Yeah, there it is. Yep. Take a deep breath in together. Step your back foot to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold down. Rise up to stand. Sweep your arms up over your head. Look up. Squeeze down. Forward fold. Like push your palms together. Work those muscles. Halfway lift. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior 2. Your feet go on a tightrope. Set your gaze, straighten your front leg. Reach out towards the center of the room as far as you can. And then, so you're going, keep pushing your hip back. It's like a hinge here. And then just windmill your arms down. So a lot of times we try and go to the floor, and then we get this rounding through our ribs. You want to flatten that out. You can even put your hand on the top ribs and see if you can squeeze them together. Big breath in, big breath out. You can come down lower probably. Just keep pushing these ribs down. Yep. And then that slight pelvic tilt. Press down through your feet, relax your toes. Rise up to stand. Side facing wide-legged forward fold. Hands behind your back and go for it. So this side, you can do inner thighs again. I want you to do what feels right. You could do a headstand here. You can walk your body to the right leg, walk your body to the left leg. You can let go of the stretch or let go of your shoulders. Oh my gosh, I still said that wrong. Let go of your hands. It's an option. You can squeeze those legs together. Squeeze your legs together, headstanders. Flex your feet like you're planting your feet on the ceiling. Right? Even here, your feet are in true north alignment. They're at 12 o'clock. Speaking to the headstanders. Get complete. Work your way to the center. Pyramid pose. You can step your back foot in slightly. So it's like a baby warrior 1. So your feet are a little wider. Your front foot's straight ahead. Your back foot's turned at 45 degrees. Some people go straight on this one. I like to have a little angle. So I have to work my left hip back to flatten out the sacrum, that triangular bone in your low back. It's like you could set a cup of tea or a beer, Greg, or a beer from the spring house on your sacrum. Breathe here. It should be an intense hamstring stretch, or could be an intense hamstring stretch. Take a deep breath in. Empty out. Step forward. Inhale, half lift. Fold down. Sit down and sit on your butt. Roll onto your back for bridge pose. So this is where you can really work that true north alignment. Feet are straight ahead. Hip width apart. I like to say my heels are lined up with my sit bones, the bones in your butt. And your heels are right underneath your knees. Perfect. And then rise up. Notice how your feet want to go out. Drag your feet over out. Bring them closer, bring them closer. There you go. Perfect. Well, nothing's ever perfect, but we can perfectly be in it. I used to be aligned. There's no perfect pose, but you can be perfectly in it, correct? Perfectly in it. You feel your feet on the ground. You're going to take your heels out and your feet towards me. Bring your feet. There you go. Take a deep breath in. Come on down. Take another cleansing breath. I mean, if you can bring your feet back a little bit more. You'd be more solid there. Yeah. Lift up. Pelvic tilt. Pull your pubic bone towards your belly button. Or if you want to think about it, take your tailbone towards your knees. The idea is that you're lifting your chest to the ceiling. Your hips come up, but push down through your arms so your chest goes higher, not necessarily your hips. Take a deep breath in. Come on down. We have 3 more. Bridge or wheel, go for it. Bridge or wheel, your choice. Now, this is the one that everyone's feet go out of alignment. Can you keep your feet straight ahead? All that work we did on that alignment earlier to get you to this pose. And see if you can straighten your feet out. And I know it's just, what that even means, right? Yeah, you're okay. You're good. Take a big deep breath in. Come on down. Windshield wipe your legs side to side. So the tendency is that they always want to go out here. Yeah. Ready? Rise up, 5 breaths. Let's go. Woo! Wheel pose. Peak pose. We did all our alignment to get our hips open for this. Press down. Press your chest to the wall your head is facing. On your 5th exhale, come on down. We're going to take 1 breath here. 1 breath. And go right back up. Bridge or wheel. Stay there for 5. Stay there for 5. Yes. Think about straightening your legs. Push your chest towards the wall you're looking at. Think about pushing down through your feet. Push down through your 12 o'clock feet. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together. 1 hand over your heart, 1 hand over your belly. Or sometimes I like cactus arms here. Like, what would feel best to you? Keep your navel pulled into your spine. And breathe into your ribs, breathe into your chest. In and out through your nose. You hear your breath come in, hear your breath come out. I want to acknowledge you for doing the work today. That was a lot of alignment, a lot of cues. And hopefully you pick up on 1 or 2 of those and can kind of incorporate that into your practice. And someone else might say it differently, and it might, if you didn't get it this time, you might hear it in a different way, or eventually you'll hear it and it will make sense in your body. It doesn't have to happen already. This is a practice. This is all a practice. And it's a practice we can take off our mat, right? Coming from some kindness, some compassion. Couldn't the world need a little bit more, use a little bit more compassion right now? Compassion towards ourselves. Everyone's so angry. Breathe here. Soften your heart. Open your heart. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a squeeze and acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge yourself for being here, for showing up, for doing the work. Dead bug pose. Rock side to side for happy baby if that feels good. Roll forward and back. Hug your knees in, roll forward and back, come up into boat pose. Core work. You're going to say, wow, she didn't do any core, but I'm going to stick one in here. We did do some planks earlier. Lift your heart. Low boat, extend your legs out, come back up. High boat. Low boat. High boat, exhale. Inhale, low boat, hold it there. High boat, roll forward and back. Hug your knees to your chest. We're going to go right into half pigeon. So if you want to stay on your back to do it, feel free to do that. I would suggest, yeah, why not? Let's stay on it. Well, no, I already said it the other way. So on your backs, we'll try it on your backs if you want to stay there. Sometimes I like it on the back because I get a little bit more stretch in other areas instead of just my hip. So right foot over your left. If you want to do it the other way, just go right into it. Oh. Andrew, you can take your right hand in between. Flex your feet and then take your elbow. If you need a little more, just take your elbow into your thigh, your right elbow into your right thigh. Now, what about what's happening with your feet, wherever you are? Are they still at 12 o'clock? Flexed as if they're standing on the wall, the ceiling, or the floor. If you can pull your knee in a little bit more, go ahead and just breathe. So what I want you to find is that spot where you feel the sensation. You breathe into it, and that sensation eases. Once it eases, you can take it maybe a millimeter more. Use your breath to help create that space for softening. Switch sides. Oh, jeez. Oh. What do we do? Flex your feet. Oh, we did a lot of legs today too. You can, if you need a little more, if you're on your back, you can take your elbow into your thigh, push your knee away. And then I get that up into my, I don't know what that is, but somewhere up into my, across the side of my hip and then into my low back a little bit. Maybe it's my, it's not my quadratus. I don't know what it is. Glute. It's probably just more glute. Minimus. Maybe it's getting the minimus. Soften where you can soften. Feet stay flexed. Navel pulls into your spine. Come on up. Let's roll onto your side no matter where you are and get a nice quad stretch. So roll onto your side, grab your ankle, and just get that nice quad stretch. We worked those babies hard today. We work them hard all the time, but today was a little bit more. Switch sides. Knees stay stacked on top of each other. Quads stay stacked. Flex your feet. Actually, I'm not staying. Oh, there we go. Add a pelvic tilt here. Ooh. And all that did was take the arch out of my low back. Release, come on up. Straddle stretch. We're going to take our time. In your straddle stretch, you can start with your hands behind you. With an inhale, you can lift up and push out. Gives you a little extra. Again, find that space where you feel the stretch. See if you can stack your shoulders over your hips or maybe start to come forward. But can you feel your butt bones, literally your ishiotuberosities is one of my favorite words ever. It's probably because I can remember that one. But your butt bones, can you feel them on the ground? And you can absolutely stay here and just start leaning forward, keeping your back nice and flat. You can walk your hands forward and come forward if you can keep your back flat. So what I'm trying to get away from is this, that rounding. You want to lengthen. Check your feet out. What are they doing? Can you pull your toes towards your knees and push your heels away? And you can soften your knees here too, if you feel too much stretch there. Use your breath, creating that wave of sensation. Walk yourself up. Tuck your right leg in. Left leg extends. Grab hold of the opposite. Lift your butt cheek up. Pull it back and then settle in. As you inhale, pull your heart forward. As you exhale, soften. Come on up, plant your hand behind, reach up and back, and come on down. Switch sides. Again, butt cheek moves back, reach out and across. As you inhale, pull your heart forward. As you exhale, soften. And there's a ton of variations of this pose. Do what feels right for you. You could go straight on if you need a more hamstring. You can get a calf stretch. I like to get the side stretch and hamstring at the same time. That's why I like that crossover. As you inhale, pull your heart forward. See if you can start to slow your breath, keeping it very even and steady. Rise up, plant your hand behind, reach up and back. And come on down. Both legs straight out in front of you, butt cheeks out of the way. Bend your knees, hands behind. Just come hinge forward at your waist, or not your waist, your hips. Hinge at your hips, having that nice long spine. Then walk your hands forward. We're going to take a big deep breath in, lift our hearts. And now just round into it. Ooh. Drop your head. Pull your pinky toes back towards you. Feel the stretch from the back of your heel through your calves, your hamstrings, possibly your glutes, your low back. Breathe into those spaces. Your upper back. Drop your head, stretch your neck. Rise up. Reverse plank, reverse table. Either one, legs straight or bent. Push your hips up. Feet are straight ahead. 12 o'clock. Knees are in the same direction as your toes. Take a deep breath in. Come on down. Go upside down in some way. Waterfall pose, shoulder stand, head stand. Waterfall, you put a black block under your butt and just lift your legs up. Anything that gets your hips higher. I mean, if you so wanted to, you could actually do a downward facing dog or child's pose. Flex your feet. Imagine your feet were planted on the ceiling, as if you were standing on the ceiling. Feel free to move into plow pose if you're not already there, or deaf yogi's toe just means your knees go behind your ear, around your ears. Roll yourself down onto your back. Take your time. Resist with your core. Resist with your core. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Supine twist to your right. Look over your opposite shoulder. Switch sides. Wring out whatever you don't need or want. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. Just giving your back a little break, a little opportunity to neutralize. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Hug your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a really good squeeze. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders. Squeeze your fingers and your toes. Squeeze everything. Shavasana. There's a cold towel by your head if you want it. Wiggle around, get 5% more comfortable. Your legs are kind of out wide and your feet just flop out. Your arms are not glued to your side, but by your sides with a puff of air under your armpits, and lengthen your neck, which just means your chin will tuck slightly. Take a big deep breath in here. Sigh it out. And for the next few moments, just breathe and just be. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch long, hug in, work your way onto your right side. No hurry. Use the strength of your arms to push yourself up into a seated position and sit nice and tall. With an inhale, reach your arms up over your head and bring your hands to your heart. One Om. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it out. With deep gratitude, namaste. Namaste. Woo-hoo! Thank you all for being here. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you, Shannon and Kristen, for being here. Virtually.